Hello and Happy New Year from George's Gaming Guide. So today it's me, Breaking Dad, and I'm building something I've been after for a long time. So this is actually one of my Christmas presents, and it is second hand, so I'm hoping that all the pieces are there. It's been very well packaged, so I'm quite hopeful it's going to be there, but we'll see as we go along. So as you can see, this is the Shield Helicarrier. It's a really big set. It's actually 2,996 pieces. The set itself, its number is 76042, and you get lots of minifigures. Well, I say lots of minifigures. You get 5 proper minifigures in this, 3 of which are unique to this set, which is Maria Hill, Captain America, and Nick Fury. You also get Hawkeye and Black Widow in this, and they actually come on their own little stand because they're not designed to fit on the build. You actually get 12 microfigures in this. There are 4 which are unique to this set, which is Captain America, again, Hawkeye, Iron Man and Nick Fury. You also get 8 generic SHIELD agents. But overall, I think they suit the set. This is huge. No idea where it's going to go when it's complete. It's going to be similar sort of issues we have on the Hogwarts castle, which is not only is it long, but it's really deep as well. So to find a shelf for it to go on is going to be pretty hard. To give you the stats on that, I mean, it's actually 29 centimeters tall, which is about 11 inches. It's 80 centimeters long, or 31 inches, so that's like huge. But it's also 45 centimeters wide, or 17 inches. So as you can see, it's a huge area it's going to cover. So it's going to be a challenge. You do get these little Quinjets in it as well, and they're about 2 inches square. So it's, yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good. So we'll have a quick look around the box. So unfortunately, you'll see the tape's been ripped off, but it's not too bad. So on the back, we've got a couple of pictures as to how it looks. So you've got the microfigures and the main control room. You can actually take off a section here to put in the motors. Now, very fortunately, this actually comes with the 3 optional pieces. So we have the battery pack, the motor, and the lights. So that's going to be quite interesting to do that, because we haven't really got a lot that's got electronic functions. And I think overall, it's just going to look absolutely amazing. So I just want to get this started. As I say, hopefully everything will be here. So I'll speak to you after the build. here we have the completed model, and it is really nice. Love the size of this thing. I say a lot of people probably find this a bit too big. It is going to be awkward to display because it is such a large size. Probably a couple of things on it I would change, and I'll go over that when I go into more details on the set itself. And the selection of minifigures is okay. Would have been nice to perhaps see an Iron Man in there, or Hulk, because you don't tend to get many Hulks in these sets. And I think the microfigures work really well as well, and the selection of little vehicles you make are actually really nice. But we'll start off with the minifigures. So it's quite nice because you actually build this base in the first bag, with the Shield logo at the back to stand for the 5 normal size minifigures, because they don't really go with the set. They're just a bit of an extra. So there's 3 unique figures in this one. So we'll start off with Maria Hill. Quite a basic minifigure. There's a nice bit of printing on the torso, front and back. It's got the belt on the back of it. She's actually also got the Shield logo on her arm as well. She's got 2 faces. One where she looks a bit sort of angry, scared, and then one where she's smiling. So I've gone for the smiley face because she's just on the stand. Another one that's unique in this set is the Captain America. Again, very nice printing. I think the details of his suit are excellent. There's actually no printing on the legs or arms, but the actual body is nicely printed with the straps around on both sides. Again, does have 2 faces. He has like an angry, growling face. I'm not really keen on. The other one is just normal smile, and he has his shield, which is pretty nice printing on that. And then the final unique figure in this is the Nick Fury. Again, there's a little bit of printing on the legs on this one. It's actually the extension of his jacket that he's wearing. It's quite basic. It's quite hard to see because it's, as you know, in the films he wears the black jacket, so they've got a little bit of detail on there with the silver zip and some light grey sections. Face is single-sided because he has no hair, and he's got his eye patch, and then the strap for the patch goes around the back of his head. But again, a very nice minifigure. Then we have the Black Widow, and this one is actually really nice. Got some really nice printing on the torso and on the legs. She's got this big gun, which I wouldn't really associate with Black Widow. It would have been nice to have seen her with the batons or something. Again, it's a 2-headed face, one where she's smiling, and one where she's actually pulling quite a strange face. So I've had it on the smiling one again. Hairpiece is really nice on this. I think it actually is quite a good match for what was in the films. And then finally we have Hawkeye. Do like his bow on this. It's quite a nice design. Again, really nice printing. So he's got printing on his legs going into what he's wearing on his body as well. So that's really nice. It's 2-sided again. So you got one with his glasses on, where he's looking a bit stressed. I've actually had it on that one because I quite like the glasses. And then one where he's hasn't really got much of an expression. But yeah, I think the glasses are quite nice on that, which I'll get them on. And the hairpiece on that is quite nice as well. So the details in this are pretty good. So that's a very good start to this set. So the micro figures, it's going to be a bit harder to show. And surprisingly, it's the micro figures where the value in this set really lies. I believe the most expensive one is the Iron Man. So if you try to buy the Iron Man outside of the set, you're looking over £50, which, considering it's a trophy piece with just some printing on, is a lot of money. But yeah, fortunately in this, to say this was second hand, it had everything complete. So it had the 8 Shield agents and the 4 main characters. So say we have Iron Man, fully printed on the front. It's a really nice figure, and it's got a blue stud to show that it's flying. You have Captain America. Again, the print on it is really nice. It's very recognisable, as it is. Then you have Nick Fury. Again, quite basic print, but it is very clear he was. And then Hawkeye. I actually made the mistake at first because I thought we'd got two Nick Furies, because I've got him backwards and he's got dark brown hair, so I thought it was Nick Fury. But he has actually got the same outfit as on this, so he's got those glasses on and everything. And then you have the 8 shield agents, which are all exactly the same, so the blue uniform with a big shield on the front. But again, very nice addition to this set. Then going into the details, so we have this stand that you build in the first bag, which has got some details about the helicarrier. It's designed to be either on or off the stand, because there are studs all over the place, so you can take it off and have it on a table without. I actually quite like it on the stand because it looks more like it's flying anyway, and it's actually quite awkward to lift once you actually put it flat on the table, because the front bit is a bit loose, so it's really hard to get your hand underneath. You can't hold it by these as well, they're only held on by a few Technic studs, so it's, yeah, nice. I prefer it like this. The details on the top of this, to say, I will put some pictures because it's a bit hard to see on the camera, but we've got some small jets on this end, so there's 3 of them in total. I think there's 6 pieces in each one of these. Again, for the size, I think it actually works really well. There is a clear stud on the bottom, so you can actually stand it on here. You do tend to find that the stud stays on if you try and take it off. But again, it's not a problem because it's going to be a display piece. You have all these little barriers and everything. Not really sure about these. They're just too big for the rest of the set. They needed to be sort of quarter of the size to be in sort of fit in with the rest of it. And they also use what is probably upset quite a few LEGO enthusiasts. It's using an illegal method of putting LEGO together, which is using the claw and then putting something 90 degrees into it rather than an actual proper piece that goes into it. So I know people have complained about that. I don't have an issue, but yeah, I think it works for certain parts of this. Got lots of little crates around. I really like the way they've done that. You've got a couple of these little forklifts, which for the size I think are really effective. They've actually got quite a lot of detail on these, so that's nice. You've actually got a little fuel truck down here, which again, considering the size, I think they've managed to get a lot of detail into this. A couple of the barriers, and then the other main thing you have on here is the Quinjets. So you have 3 of these Quinjets. Not a lot of detail in them, but I think there's enough considering the scale it's working at. And it's quite nice that you actually have one sort of flying as well. So it's nice to see that. Very simple design, but I think it does work pretty well. So very happy with what you get as the accessories for this set. And just to note on the fact of all these little pieces, this was second hand and I was missing one piece from the entire set, which is on the back. There's like a little, it's almost like a seat sort of piece. It's not an issue. I've been able to get one reasonably cheap to just finish off the set, but I just want to show my appreciation to the person I got this from for doing such a good job of packaging it up. It was all back in the numbered bags and just made it a lot easier to build, so thank you so much. So getting back to the helicarrier, so we have this sort of where the main, can't think of the proper name of it now, it's like the cockpit area of the helicarrier. I'm not keen on this big bit of clear Lego here. I don't think it really suits what the proper ship was, because it's more of a thin section. I think it would have been better. I think they've done it this way, so they've actually got a couple of the microfigures on the inside. I think they've done that so you can see them on the inside, but it wasn't really necessary. But it looks nice, as I say, from a distance it actually looks really good. I just wish that the clear bit hadn't been as big, so it was more like the actual ship. So then you have this bit of runway across the top, which goes at a sort of 15-degree angle to the rest of it, and then a slope down to come down to the rest of the carrier. So again, I think that actually matches the proper design of the helicarrier really well. And then you have the main deck. Now this is one of the things I wasn't keen on, to be honest, because they've used a mixture of stickers and printed plates, which isn't too bad. But with me, I'd love to get my stickers really straight. I'm a little bit finicky about that, and these aren't. So the lines don't match up going all the way along the runway, and it's a little bit annoying, to be honest. So I am trying to get some new stickers for this. But it would have actually been nice to have the whole of the runway printed, because the colour of the yellow and the white on the stickers is a lot brighter than it is on the printed pieces. So it would have been nice to have that similar way. Even the black, say this, it's like a dull black on the runway, and then because it's a sticker, it's a shiny black on the stickers. So it would have been nice to have that uniform all the way through. Not a huge issue, just my personal preference. So I think it would have been better that way. The other thing that I'm not 100% keen on, but happy with, is the actual rotors themselves. And I say I'll do a picture from the top so you'll see what I mean. Because in the ship, in the one in the films, it's more of a flat sort of rotor, a bit more like a helicopter. And on this one, in fact, might be I'll just take it out, yeah. On this one, it's more like a crab effect, and it's, for me, the wrong colour. It would have been better either clear or in a metal colour. I understand why they've done this, but yeah, it would have been, for me, it would have been better to have it sort of more to the colour of the set. But it is quite nice because it makes it a bit easier to see when they're going round. There is actually a little handle at the back, so you can rotate them round, so it looks like it's flying. I can't actually use that at the moment because I have the motor installed, and when the motor's installed, this won't turn it. You have to. There's actually a battery pack on the inside, but not an issue. Inside, and again, I'll show you proper pictures of this at some point. So you might see just under there, there's actually a sort of glass section, and that's where the main sort of command centre is on the helicarrier. Again, lots of the illegal technique, because there's loads and loads of screens in there. Again, for me, I don't think it's an issue. I actually think it works really well, and it makes it, you get more of a feel of the size because of the amount of screens, everything that's in there. So that for me works really well. And on the back, I say, because it is a boat, you've actually got this little bit at the back, so if it was on the water as a boat, you've actually got access for other vehicles to come in at the back. And then you have these two big engines. I say it's one of these C pieces here that's actually missing, but it is on order, so it's not an issue, to be honest. I think they managed to get the shape of this done really well. I think the construction of it is really sturdy as well. I say I won't try picking it up by the extremities, because I think there's 6 or 7, in fact might not be that many, Technic pins holding these together, and then a couple of plates just reinforcing that. So you couldn't pick it up by this, I think they'd break off, but if you hold it underneath, it's absolutely fine. Again, I will put some pictures on this so you can see it properly, but in here, so you can actually take this section off, and inside is where you have the command centre. It's really nice. I think there's about 24 screens or something inside, with the area where Nick Fury will be standing as well. And there's a little shield symbol at the back. And then actually under this section here, I won't take it off for a minute, there's the motor and the battery pack that goes in here. So it's actually designed to have that integrated inside. One of the things I know people have complained about, and I do understand a little bit, is the fact they've got the Technic on show. So you open the top to have a look inside, and the Technic's on show in it. It would have been nice to have some sort of tunnel that was in, but again, it's not an issue. It would have just been nice for it to have been covered over. But it is really nice. So The last sort of thing I want to show you on this is the motor. Say it is an optional extra. I was very fortunate to have it included in this set that I got. So you have the battery pack and it fits absolutely perfect. There's a couple of studs to sit on so it doesn't move, and the motor literally just slides on. You do have to sort of move the rotors around a little bit to get the spindle just in the right place, but once it's in, there's a couple of studs that hold it there, so it's not going to move. I have had, living up to my name of breaking down, I've actually knocked a bit off the back. I have had an issue a couple of times, and again, it's not a big issue, but it's just annoying really. Where you have the handle to be able to turn this round, so you can take this handle off so it doesn't move as much. But I think because I've left the handle on, it's actually worked its way out slightly. So the rotor was turning and nothing was working. It was just because literally the spindle had come out the back. Very easy to fix, so just to watch out if you do it. If it looks like your motors have stopped, it's probably just that at the back. I will warn you, this is quite noisy. So let me turn this on. I'm going to try and lift it up so you can actually see go back to scroll stuff on top. So you can see the motors turning, turning the rotors. So that's really nice. And at the front, you've actually got a couple of lights you can see inside the Quinjet. The old Steve, see, it's got the big lights at the front. But it just actually works really well. I'll just try and get it back on the stand. So the way I've done I'll turn it off so I can hear them a bit better. So the way I've done the lights, because I saw people that use lights and they've got them literally right at the front. I said that they were disappointed because it didn't highlight what's inside the command deck. Well, actually, if you feed it around the back, you can hold them right at the back of the sides, and I think it lights up really well looking from the front. You see all the details, so there's no set route it has to go. But I think that one works for me because from the front you can actually see inside. So if we had all the microfigures inside, I think that would look really good. I think that's it for me to go through on this. It's just packed full of details. One thing that was annoying is the stickers are very worn. And again, I said I was trying to get hold of some of the stickers to correct that. So we'll see how that goes because it's been out of production for a few years now, so I'm hoping that they're just still going to be able to get hold of them. But if you have the opportunity to get this set, I would really recommend it. So it is a big set. I mean, you can see from that side, it's a really wide set as long as a really long set. So you need somewhere pretty big to be able to store it. But if you have the space, definitely recommend this. I say it's a shame it's no longer in production because I think it is a great set. I'm just pleased that I was able to get this to add into the collection. So I've been after this for a little while. And yeah, just love it. So I say it does have its faults, but if you can, go for it. And thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you on Sunday for George's build of the Harry Potter Horntail Dragon, I believe. Thank you very much. Bye.